It's Monday at 3 o'clock. We've had a manic day and we have had a few hairy moments this morning. We've had Zoe collapse on us in the morning meeting, so she's been taken ill, which was a bit of a hairy moment. Had lots of internal meetings, the usual Monday antics, and now me and Mitch are going a bit deeper into the lapsed accounts and account development strategy that we've got going on at the moment. So we're looking over the data at people that didn't buy from us at all in 2023 but bought from us in 2022. So by severity of drop off, who have we lost and that hasn't come back in a whole year, and how can we then deploy the team and ourselves to try and go back in and find out why they're no longer partnering with us and try and bring those accounts back on. So it's very easy that we're always treading water, just paying for more pay-per-click, more advertising, new, but we don't as a business put enough focus on retention and the growth of our existing accounts. So we're trying to put more mental and financial budget and capacity into reviving some of those, because that's what keeps us going. So that's what we're doing. That's an extract, so that there's lots of data there. Right. But if you go to report 1A along the bottom, report 1A, yeah. So report 1A is effectively the customers that have been lost in the last 12 months. Right. So this is people that have not returned in 2023 but spent in 2022. So the criteria for it is they've no orders in 23, at least one order in 22, and it's ordered by the largest income. So the top one would be your highest. So the £21,000 was spent in 2022. That customer didn't return again the year after. So that's proper lapsed. So £140,000 worth of business that we received in 2022 didn't come back in 2023. So we lost 140 grand's worth of business. So they would be your list. They would be your list of ones that we're like, blimey, what on earth's going on? And then really even if we just took that for this week and we said, right, by next week, we want an update from each account manager as to what the status of that is on those top 20, because that represents 140 grand's worth of business.
Looking at that, I've got a feeling a lot of them probably were looked after people that aren't here anymore, so that's probably one of them.
Yeah, and they've flown under the radar. So they had an account manager's not here, nobody's picked it up. Yeah. Because funny enough, like you said in the meeting this morning, we haven't got a good enough process when people leave. How are their accounts picked up? If we make this week's objective to touch base and understand with them, either get a pack out, set a meeting up.
That was going to be my next thing, because if you say to them, go ahead and do this, all it's going to be...
No, there needs to be the structure. Yeah.
So it needs to really, I would say...
But we agreed a step, didn't we?
Yeah, I would say this is probably slightly different though.
Do you think? Why? Why different?
Because they're not live and warm, which means we're not going to know, are they still here? But they need to have spoken to them first. Really,
where was that?
Sending the pack. The process was send the pack in.
Yeah.
Because you know they're still
yeah. No, there needs to be some conversation first.
This is going to need to be a call saying catch up, and then follow up with that, followed by, and then the call or the teams meeting follow.
Once we've established the call, email refresh direct contact details. So lovely to talk. If you ever need me, these are my direct details. Step 3, gift. Step 4, schedule diary reminder to ensure gift is delivered. Step 5, hi. Did gift get delivered? Just while we're here, I'm not much of a fan of your decoration. Yeah. But you've decorated the walls. Like, looks a bit tacky, Sam, doesn't it?
I'd like to have a chat.
You and Trev, you've got the same.
Yeah.
You've both got plaster walls.
Yeah.
Or filler walls.
So it's either that they haven't done it, or I've got so angry and put fists in them, put fists in them and made holes.
We are in production this morning, and we've been in since about 6:30 this morning, early doors. We have been revamping and making some additional much needed space for the warehouse team. Space has been a big issue, and our intention is eventually to look at potentially putting a mezz in here to add some additional square footage. or look at an additional building. We're just weighing up our options at the moment, but short term we've just made some changes where we're effectively, where I'm standing 12 hours ago was our embroidery zone, and we've been able to do a bit of a rejig, and we've sort of moved it all down, pushed everything down so that we're going to clear this zone. So we've got a nice zone now for our goods in, goods out. The idea is obviously so much of our stock is in containers, and it just felt like a real big mess in this area. So we've got quite a bit of work left to do, but we've just started today, just putting those little systems in place, goods out zones, waste packaging zones. That we've just created those systems where we've grown a lot. These systems fell by the wayside. So last year was just grow, and all of the basic stuff that nobody thinks about, like cages for waste rather than just things being left around. It's dedicated zones for goods out, dedicated zones for international, dedicated zones for completed jobs ready for collection by the packing people, those sort of things. All that stuff goes by the wayside because all we were thinking last year, we were just chasing our tail. This year we're really spending some time for the first half of the year consolidating and really trying to go back a few steps, and some of the breeze blocks and the foundations that were missed will kind of replace that and fix that. So and hopefully that will start to make the place run a little bit smoother, and harmony is what we're going for. Whether or not we'll ever get there, I don't know, but that's what we're working on this morning. So again, another day in with the team, quick improvements, quick wins, moving things around, implementing new systems, processes to try and make a better tomorrow, and that is what we're doing.
New Zealand needs to be their 26th and put in dispatch for us there for 20th.
Yeah, I said Nella and Christine job, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you tell them about that today.
Yeah, so sometimes I see every now and then we'll say needs to be in America for the 30th, so dispatch is 22nd.
Yeah.
But not always.
Yeah.
Is it worth just reiterating that and saying like anything international?
Yeah, definitely. Tell them, yeah.
Put dispatch to a day or two prior.
Yeah, tell them today we can go back over there, yeah?
Yeah.
Don't use that.
So I left school at 16, didn't have a clue what I wanted to do. 1 minute I wanted to be in the army, I wanted to be a labourer. I literally tried loads of different bits and bobs, and I just fell into the print world basically. I went and worked for a promo company doing an apprenticeship. He was a great guy. Worked with him for just over a year, I think it was, maybe 2. And I kind of we just got on so well, and it sort of took me under his wing, but I got to see every little, it wasn't a very large company, but it was a small family business, but I got to see everything from invoice factoring to purchasing to quotes, his systems process. It was just incredible overview of just how a business runs from inside out. Then, similar to you, one of my customers so I was selling merch into a printing company, Digital and Litho paper printers in London.
Yes.
And they would get their customers say, "You're doing my brochures, can you also supply me some pens?" And they would come to us as the specialist, and we would supply that in. They approached me one day, I went in there for a meeting and just sprung on me. The directors came up to me and said, "Oh, can I have a word? We've heard really good things about you. We'd really like to have a conversation." And I was like, wow, City of London, I'm 16 at the time. Offered me this amazing package, and I was like, wow, it's like, you'll get a company phone, laptop, we don't want to see you, just go and report back every 2 weeks for the sales meeting as long as you delivered on your numbers. And it's just like, wow. Yeah. They had like a lady that done all the meeting bookings, so she'd fill your diary with meetings. It was just like incredible. So I went there, and then I got a bit of a sense that something wasn't quite right, and it was just something I wasn't a big thing of. They did go into administration not far on after I left. But a fantastic company, and again, I learned so much. Moved on, and what it was when I went into the print, I just missed the merch side of it, and I thought, do you know what, I'm on something here. I thought, why don't I just do branded stuff, but also the print? So I could do uniform, print, everything all in one, and just be a distributor. Yep. Done it for a couple of months and realised actually there's a reason why people stick to one thing. So very quickly pivoted from the bedroom, and we just went all in on back to what I thought we would, what I really enjoyed, which was the branded items rather than leaflets and flyers. It was just so competitive. And then cracked on. About 6 months in, I managed to convince my dad
So my dad was used to be a quantity surveyor, this sort of thing, and I just hated the finance side of it. So I just wanted to. I'm sales and marketing. That's me. I love that. And I was the grow, but none of the admin and the accounts and all that. That's not me. Yeah. So about sort of 6 months, I said, look, Dad, if you come on board, please, I really need you. So he sort of dropped his days. He's graduated. We slowly worked up, and then he eventually came on full time, very reluctantly. Came on board, and we just grew, slowly expanded, and then the real turning point was when we doubled down on our online marketing. We are in my natural habitat, my favourite place to be. I feel most comfortable in the sales room. My favourite bit of the business, looking after the customers and generating business. Spending a little bit of time in between some meetings today, just prepping some business development packs, what we call biz dev packs, so like introductory packs to brands that we would love to work with, and we utilise our in-house facility and we make a custom personalised box of goodies, personalised to prospects with their name, details and their brand on it to showcase what we can do, but rather than just sending things in with our own logo on, we like to personalise it to the person with a little love note in there, just to say, if you ever need us, this is where we are. So trying to get more of those out, because the impact of them is pretty huge that we've seen recently with some of the brands that we've reached out to and their sort of feedback and their response on LinkedIn and the like. So trying to set a goal to get 5 of them out a week. I haven't delivered on that the last couple of weeks, but this week I'm determined to hit it. So that is what we're doing, and we are sitting in the team. We're a bit thin on the ground today. We've got a bit of sickness, a bit of illness, which is a bit frustrating for the team, but I always get a buzz. I'm quite often tempted when I come up here not to leave, because I get a buzz being up here, because this is where the action happens. So that's what we're doing. See you in a bit.
Yeah, loads of them.
Yeah.
Really?
Every time I get a quote, they go, yeah, we'd like to proceed, here's our address, Belfast. So I've got to go start all over again and get a Northern Ireland price.
That's funny, isn't it? I wonder if we're maybe
An advert must have went up there, maybe.
There's
I've never had that
definitely trends in what comes in.
Totally,
What
Brandon
about
Jack's not having
the
help.
weeks of like the same items repeated.
Oh, really?
So
Yeah,
I don't know how he does it, but
Oh, that's interesting.
whatever he was doing
Yeah.
a couple of weeks back seemed to be the sweet spot of like
Yeah.
a good balance of products, but it was actually meeting inquiries.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell him that.
Now it's kind of dropped back down in value slightly. So I presume it's just the demographic that he targets.
Yeah, and how much we bid on the bid on thing.
Yeah.
You've got to win in some places and lose in some places. Do you get what I mean?
Well, we'd rather, as we
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So in some cases, but when it's like, oh, white's already set on the machine, it's a 2K stitch.
yeah.
In those cases, but then.
But I guess you look, the best possible thing would be we're always ahead, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I think what is quite obvious is that the big killer is setting up the machine. If you're saying on average half-hour setup and it's only a small run, realistically it doesn't warrant setting that 8 head up.
No,
does it,
anything
for
under
anything less than 8 units.
Anything under sort of 5 units, we'll do on a single anyway.
And that definitely we do that.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking, logic would tell you not to put it on that single.
Yeah.
On
Well,
that.
only for their sake. So like, I'm not standing there setting up an 8 head when I can just set one thread up and keep it ticking. You know what I mean? I mean, it's never going to be 100%.
Yes, it will be.
Thingy proof. No, but I just mean we're going to be like. Yeah,
But it's we're 10% further than we was a week ago.
I'll say probably more than 10%.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is I feel a bit more confident they feel
Yeah.
with what and then now we've got big jobs, it's just that we've got the time to try and narrow. I think that's another killer when we've got smaller jobs.
That's what I'm saying. I know you're saying keep the smaller jobs for us. I think they're better off the big. If they get a run of 250 and they've just got good running,
Yeah, but I'm
it's
saying
better for them.
I'm
Isn't
saying
it?
for everyone customers' time, if they've got out to one
Yeah,
big job or 10
someone
big
has to
jobs,
give someone.
but then also DPS aren't going to be on your own for
No.
1 to 5. So.
Unless you had a couple of single heads with a couple of people that were just, if they were set up for running 5 and below.
Any orders under 10 go to the embroidery
Because
department.
if you think all those half hours you're losing every time they have to change a job, it actually makes complete sense that you, in an ideal world, they would probably rather, and it would be more commercially viable that you said, look, today you've got 500 to do, that's all you've got to do. set it up in the morning with all the threads, and just keep going till the end of the day.
Head down, please.
Yeah. No stop, start. That's where we lose the time.
I think that's what the finance
Your name, so
they've got 7 hours of work a day. Like probably 2 of it is
2 or
spent
3 hours.
is spent faffing about changing
Downtime.
colours and stuff like that, which is so obviously they're still running around.
Yeah.
But it's not value added.
You almost want a filter. Yeah. So when you almost want a filter in an ideal world where it comes in and you'd have like a jack on the Melcos, like in singlets lined up, and it goes, anything under 10 units goes to team 1, and anything over to,
Or you just get like 4
yeah, it's perfect management for one person.
No, they were
a bit crap, weren't they? Yeah.
I'm just using you to pad the film out. How's it all going?
Very well
Yeah?
today.
All
thank
good?
you. Yeah, it's all good. Tickets
Wow.
on. You're going off there.
I still haven't got over the morning meeting yesterday that no one had.
I haven't got over
Any-
either.
Literally. It's good job we weren't vlogging.
Okay.
That would have been
Oh.
a sight, wouldn't it? Blimey. Stream deck packed up.
Yeah, when I move.
You've given up.
No, it's given up on me.
What?
I know.
Everybody's given up.
So, yeah, it's not working. It's not
Well, I
working
should have
since
told me I should
moved.
return that.
Well, I am going
150
to.
quid.
I am going to.
Yeah.
I was looking for the box because I had the box down here.
Oh, I bet we've chucked them all. I bet I chucked them all out.
Maybe.
We're in the screen, aren't we? Yeah, me and you are on the Mac, so we're into the back of the screen, but I think Windows, yeah, but I think Bill's right. That might be the problem.
Yeah, it is.
See? What would you do with that girl?
It wasn't before.
Oh, hang
it
on,
was in
Mickey,
the
it's
back.
upside down.
Oh no, it's not. You've just
got your title.
Do you know?
But all in all, other
That's
than
how I
that,
set it up, so I can see
Oh, I
it
see.
very clearly, you see.
oh, so now you're back in the game.
Yeah.
And in any tickets?
I've got some coming. I can hear them coming down.
They're feeding down this.
Coming down, yeah.
From
I've
internal
got
or
rid of-
external?
We've had one today.
One top. What, out of a wider batch or?
Just one top, one middle.
I
And
see.
he asked
Okay,
for
fair
the
enough.
Nike tick position,
Yeah.
and we moved it down.
Out of a run of, how many was that out of? Was that a long?
Just one. Just one.
Oh, the whole
Just
job was
one.
one.
Yeah.
It's always the way,
He
isn't
was
it?
a little bit.
That's so powerful you got that data though. I didn't know we had that. That's great to look back on, isn't it? Because August, we were in August, September, we were in a busy period.
That's when we were doing order progress
Yes,
and
of course,
dispatches.
yeah. So we say about 30 each a day, assuming we had to drop the progress updates. No, that's good. I just want to, because we were talking about it yesterday, and I just thought last night, why don't I map what our target number of orders to process would be, because it's easy to think of it only from the sales front, but we were talking about it from the support front, what that would equate to for you guys and therefore Mickey, because we must know the percentage of, I'm guessing Mitch would know this, the percentage of orders that result in a ticket on average.
Yeah.
We're looking at it yesterday, weren't we?
Yeah, we were.
Because that we could fit, because that would tell us, Mickey, your answer. I know we can't put a time on resolution, but at least we could go blimey, that means Mickey's tickets are going to jump to.
It's less than 10%.
I hope so.
Yeah, but I'm saying week on week.
hoping like
Week on week. Yeah, no, week on week. So last week we had 209 orders.
Yeah.
And 11 tickets. 11 tickets.
Right, okay, got you.
But
So, yeah,
some
we can get
weeks,
some percentages.
some weeks that could be 100 orders and
Yeah.
God knows how many tickets.
We
Yeah.
just don't know.
It changes every week.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to go down and fix them. If
No.
it's a courier problem, it
Yeah.
can take ages or it can take
Yeah,
5
of
minutes.
course, there's no time limit on them.
If it's a damaged magazine, you just do the print get it done.
Yeah.
But one for the wrap, like listed with one, so don't
Yeah.
have them, they're not in stock,
Yeah.
it's a new design, going back
Yeah.
to the customer, just don't know.
No, of course. No, I get that.
come down and
Oh, we've got the market review. Yeah, cool. Okay. Right, thanks for that, guys. That'll help me. I can start to map a plan of action.
Good afternoon there.
You're all right. I need a bit of energy. I'm
Hi then.
yeah.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm good. Not too bad. Trying to batter through the to-do list today. But the weather is a little bit depressing, isn't it? I don't know if you've.
It's not great, but you know, this is England for you. Sorry, that's easy for me to say.
So the ad hoc board, that looks a lot cleaner than what we was dealing with, doesn't it?
I think, as I said, use the board. I'll dive into it later. I just want now, you know, that's fresh and thin.
Yeah.
Thing. But we have like what's the word I'm looking for? Like a line that we want to follow, that we know what we want to do, but we need these tiny things answered before we can.
To hash those out. Okay, so should we? Was that what you were hoping to hash out on this call, so that we could bottom those out? Okay, cool. So do you want to? Okay. Yeah, should we start with the top one then? Multi-item quotes.
Do you use everything, like all these fields?
So all those fields, so all of those fields are used. The one field that we wouldn't require anymore when we do multi-item quote basket is obviously the which products do you need a quote for. That field there wouldn't be required because obviously, and it's all built. All that functionality is built without anything. You're right. It's just not clear. Yeah, all we need is, and in our sector, that's what the buyers seem to be quite, you know, if they're shopping on multiple sites, that's what they're used to. So my hope was that all we would do here is where it says request a quote, it would say add to quote basket or something like that. And effectively we harness one way or another, it's going in the basket, which is the functionality. But then at this point we change the wording from still unsure to finalise the quote. For me, in terms of work, that should be less work. I'm hoping, because all the functionality's there, so it should be easier for the devs. But also, I think from a user experience, it follows one path. So, but I'm just choosing here, and then I just need to be able to point it so that instead of you filling out a form here, you almost use the basket. But then I'm just not sure how. Yeah, that's it. I've just left the meeting. Shit. Oh. Whoops. Sorry, Chris.
That's all right.
I don't know what happened there.
I wasn't talking, you were talking. So
I closed the tab.
Any frequently asked questions that specifically at the moment Patagonia that you get regularly asked, so we can start to build into the website to answer the question before they need to ask you. So, such as one of them I've already put is, can any brand co-brand with Patagonia? We've put the spiel which of what isn't allowed to be co-branded, so that we've been upfront about it on the web. Any other questions you regularly get asked about the brand?
How does the application process work?
Yeah. In terms of where they're positioned.
Before them.
Yeah.
Because it's just a good one. I think some customers get the idea that they get to fill out lots of paperwork.
Right, yeah, I see what you're saying. How do you find out accountability? Yeah. Just wondering if there's anything weird and wonderful question-wise you've had on that brand.
Their sizing guides are a bit different as well.
Oh, that's a great one. So they don't come up true to size?
No, exactly that.
Right, okay. Yeah. So we should mention that, yeah.
And the colours and that kind of thing that are available on the website or through our Doors company like always the whole range as well.
Oh, so no, that's cool. That's given me 5 or 6. I'll pad that out a bit. That'd be nice. If anyone thinks of any others though, not just on that, but if you can send them through to Phil, because that'd be really helpful. We just want to see if we can. I think it will help from a credibility point of view, also from an SEO point of view. But the more the questions you guys are getting asked all the time, even at a product level, if you're like, blimey, I've been asked 3 times that over the last month or so for like, even if it's a matte black mug or is it dishwasher. If you ping it, it takes 2 seconds for us to get that on the website, but it will really help in us standing out against somebody else and just answering questions.
So, we are up in the thick of it with my team, who I work very closely with Sam, Phil, Darren, but he's not here because he's not very well, because he's been on an aeroplane and caught God knows what. So we're up with the sort of central team that work directly with me on all things product, media, software, that sort of stuff. And we've been spending a good most of the today with Phil working on our website collections and a real sort of product focus, sort of changing the way we're displaying the product in different collections, what we're showing our customers, how we're displaying it, just trying to really improve the customer experience on our website in terms of filtering, the imagery that we're displaying and the information, looking at some of the frequently asked questions that we've got and how we can improve those to give our answers to our customers quicker, because everybody in this way of the world, I believe, patience is something we all lack. The whole thing of, like, I was thinking about this morning, like video now. When I left school, short form video, you know, just 4 or 5 years ago was not a thing. I mean, TikTok, all that, Reels, it was all long form. And that, I think, is in line with the reason that's become so addictive, is because our attention span has shrunk, I think, and we are more impatient, so we want to get to the crux of everything quicker. And so a big part of why we're trying to improve our product videos, our information that we display on our website, is customers don't want to call up our sales team and ask 50 questions. They want the answer immediately, and then they want to make the decision instantly whether they want to work with us or they don't, and then they only want to invest the time in filling out a form or purchasing and putting something in their basket once they've got all the answers to their questions and they know we're a credible partner for them. So that's what we've been working on. Some good day today, probably the busiest day we've ever had since October when we launched our e-commerce platform. We've had more, we've had lots of issues with that since we launched, which I've rambled on about many a times on the vlog. But some really exciting, today Ralph Lauren has literally placed an order fully off their own accord on our e-commerce site, uploaded their artwork, bought and paid, and processed that order. And that kind of, for a brand like that to feel safe and credible enough to purchase goods, with their logo on it through our website, I think that's quite exciting and fills me with confidence. We've also had a couple of new Google and Trustpilot reviews coming in recently that have cited the experience on our website, and it just fills us with, it's been a really hard slog the last few months, and I've certainly questioned the decision that we took to change platform, because sometimes it is, if it isn't broke, don't fix why fix it, or change it, should I say. But I think long term, it was the right move. And days like today, when you feel a quick few wins under our belt, it makes you feel like, yeah, this was, we made the right call. So yeah, all is good. We've been spending that time doing that. And that's what we've been up to.